I'm going to introduce my next guest here. I've been getting calls. I got this call one time. Oh, but KSM, when did you get back on radio? I said, oh, I'm not on radio. I said, oh, you lie. I said, oh, me and I'm not on radio. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Ah, I heard you on XFM. Me? Kwaku Misa. I heard you. Charlie, this guy was ready to fight me, say, I'm lying, I'm on radio. Then I get 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 calls, 6 calls. I said, oh, it wasn't me. So today, Ghanaians, let me show you the guy who's been on XFM, who people think is me, that I forced him to drop the middle name. Show some love for the man, Kwaku Misa. By the way, if you've heard, now he stands on as Kwaku Misa. Mrs. Sintim, what do you confuse? I have forced him to drop the Kwaku Misa. But is it the Sintim? Kwaku, welcome to the show, man.
Now, do I call you Bosun? Do I call you Uncle? Do I call you KSM? I don't even know what the protocol is.
Oh, call me Uncle. Let them know that means me oh, fast.
Well, Uncle, I got 2 beefs. One, I can use my full name because you've patented it. So I have to drop it and shorten my name. But I can live with that. But you see, I was going through a midlife crisis. Now, this is what normal people would do. When you go through midlife crisis, you either chase small girls or you buy a motorbike. I mean, they're equally dangerous, but the motorbike is safer. At least it's peace of mind. The danger you can't avoid when you're going through midlife crisis. But the last time you wanted to go paragliding. So with midlife crisis, there's always a gender aspect. So I bought myself a motorbike, get it insured, and then a week later, I get a call from the insurance company, said, Mr. Sintim, excuse me, you're too famous. We can't insure you. I said, this is in the UK.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not that famous. They said, no, we have done a bit Google about you and we can't insure you. I said, mate, go and check it out. I live here. This guy you're looking at lives in Ghana, and it's not me. So he goes out and then he comes back. So I said, anyway, what is the big deal? So what? Don't famous people own cars or motorbikes? Well, you know, you might be riding the James Bond at the back of your bike, and if it falls, we can't afford the premiums. So they cancelled it.
They did?
Yeah, they cancelled it. So I had to ring a second company, and I said, listen, I am not famous. There's somebody out there in this world with the same name who happens to be more famous. It is not me. So go and check because I lost the premium. You know, you pay a premium to start with. Wow. So I lost that. So I said, you go and check and make sure these guys would insure me before I got insurance. So that's my second. So you see, you've been hunting me all over, man. Then I come here and I get on radio. But then I was doing radio in the UK.
Yeah, Rainbow, your Rainbow, right?
I was Rainbow Radio, which is predominantly a Ghanaian-based radio station for the diaspora. So basically, we do the same news, you know, that will be done back home. And I decided it was time to come home. I had paid my dues, I had served my purpose. Man, I had to come home.
Yeah.
So here I am on XFM every morning, bleating it out and fighting all.
So welcome the returnee, man. The returnee is back, man.
I don't think I'm a returnee, though.
You don't think you're a returnee, man? You've just returned to the system. That's making you a returnee. Why don't you think you're a returnee?
Because even though I was living in the UK, I think I was living, you know, like an ambassador. You know, like an ambassador to the UK. You know, where you were still within the Ghanaian confinement. Man, you refuse to be Eucharized. You refuse to be Eucharized.
But I like your program. By the way, he's on XFM every morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. 95.1.
Yeah.
95.1.
Frequency is 95.1.
95.1. I wanted to come back home. Right, I thought I'd paid my dues, as I said. And radio is my passion. And believe it or not, you know, as Mike Egan is your mentor, you were my mentor. When I worked for Sapphire, you know, you know how much I stole from you. Man, give it up for him, man. Give it up for him. 99% of all I know, man, from him. So, you know, I had to come back. But then radio is just one way. You wake up in the morning, you thank God, you bring the newspapers, and you wait to see if Jerry Rawlings has said anything, if Donado's car has been stolen, if Chairman Ting's people have been beaten, then we have news. So I'm thinking, no, we can't do radio without these people.
Okay.
There are so many issues that we can talk about. 67% of us are under 30, Kwaku. How many of them are represented in corporate area or even in government? Ghana, 67% of the population is under 30. And yet still, I'd say what, 97% of our devotion is for people who are probably 60 and above. And our obsession for the elite, we worry so much whether, ex-President Kufuor's ex-gratia has been paid. And as a gratia, if I asked you how many times you've had light off in this week, you can give me a detailed report. Oh, Monday, Anopa, and I'm doing the Tuesday area. I say, ask this gentleman if they even know. My standby automatic generator, kick him, and it's running. So let them worry about themselves.
Yeah.
I am not saying it is right or wrong that they've been denied any wages or something, but yesterday I was watching television, and Teshi SHS, the children who have to put up the umbrellas when it's raining. This is Teshi. I am not talking about Bumprugu Yoyo. This is within the capital. So how can we worry if some elitist pickup is being seized? Man, he's got 6 left. he can certainly forgo one. So I wonder why we have built a culture where we don't speak for people who can speak.
Yeah.
We don't worry. I mean, I see this guy standing by the traffic light. He must be about 6'2", well-built, solid guy.
Yeah.
And his contribution to the economy, about 12 bags of chips.
Yeah.
That is his contribution to the economy. Yeah. And I'm thinking, there are big guys within government who probably drive by this guy every day. Every day. 4,500 JSSs we have. When they all sit their exams, they are chasing about 520 schools. That is SHS. So from 4,500, they all want a place in about 500 schools. There are so many things to worry about. So I decided I am not doing politics on my show. And any paper that has anything to do with politics, I'm not talking about it. And besides, I'm also a media house. So I can bring an issue. So if you don't write about it, I don't care. I will bring it on board.
Give it up, man. Give it up. Yeah. So basically, sort of setting your own agenda, a different agenda, that things that you think are relevant. To our context here.
Exactly, exactly. There's so many things that we miss, and I'm not going to mention the paper's name, but, it had Asian's Father's Loo on the front page, and on page 11, it had a story about the guys in tow. What they do is, when you are assigned, let's say 1,000 gallons, they give you 1,500 gallons, and then on the way, you discharge the 500, and then, and it didn't even make front page. It didn't make front page. And I was a bit sad. I mean, I told the paper. Yeah. I called them and I said, man, I commend you for bringing the story, but I am disappointed.
What was page 11? And
page
what
11.
On the front page was what?
Asian's Father's Loo. Asian's Father's Loo. That he hasn't bought an executive loo for his father. Who cares? That's him and his father. They can solve their family business. Everybody has family issues. But I think we are in a stage where we've lost priority and there's no consequence. We have lost complete priority and there's no consequence. We are doing everything we want, and then maybe someday we'll do things that we need. And everyone can sort of do anything without fear of any consequence. You can just basically do anything. And there's no consequence. Yeah. So even these guys are told when they eventually find them, okay, that's it. So what is the motivation, or what is the demotivation for somebody else not doing the same thing? And it only takes one, it only takes one. So I've started. And I hope that my brothers and sisters in the media would sort of join the boat. Let us leave the politicians be. And the other thing I'm looking at is, how much does it cost to advertise in a newspaper? Just let these guys come and pay you to write about them, because they are sort of a private party, and they need to advertise or market themselves. So why don't they pay? I mean, I'm surprised they still do billboards with the amount of airtime and the amount of print media we give them. Why even bother doing billboards? So I'm urging them, leave them alone. And if such that they do anything that they think is worth talking about, let them pay for it. So that we can make the money.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got a free ride.
Yeah.
They have a free ride.
So the focus of your show, what do you dwell on?
Youth. Youth,
youth?
youth. 67% of us are under 30. 67% of us. Uncle? Out of the 67%, let's say if 300,000 people went to write the GSS exams, probably 40% would end up at traffic lights in urban areas. Guaranteed, they will fail. Gone are the days where you can go to school in Abomosu and then sail through the system and become an economist. Forget it. Those days are gone. So they would end up, at the traffic lights. And that is the things I'm talking about. That as soon as the same child in Abomosu, who didn't get any benefits to go to school, turns 18, there will be a political party turn up with a bus. They will give that child money. They will give him anything. Cart him to Abomosu. Make sure he's on the voters register so he votes on that day and bring him back. Look at that. Check what sort of priority is that? The same money could have bought that guy an exercise book, a notebook, to sort of give him some knowledge. But we don't. We don't care when he's in school. When he turns 18, when he has to go on that voters register, all hell break loose. He will be on it, whether he likes it or not. So that's what I'm telling the youth. And anytime, sometimes when an issue comes, I say if you're 60 and over, switch off because you have already failed the nation. You have failed us. All the benefits that you got to become whatever you are, you never gave back to the nation. So tune off at this time if you want. And then I talk to the youth that, and I refer to them as Amanfo. Muntie de meken. Na we de menemu ahanaka. And I try to reach out to them that pause, think. Civil servants have become civil gods. They're not servants anymore, man. They are civil lords. And they are coming with such arrogance, such ego. They float. They are almost floating. They know who they and then they turn up with the sign MP, and as soon as they get to, they don't pay tolls. You know that?
Yeah.
No. How dare you? The effort of rolling the glass. No. MP. Oh, then he just drives past. So what? We hire you to do a job. Now, you see, the beauty about this is we don't force anyone to do it because we know it's a difficult job. So people normally nominate themselves. They tell us lies or they convince us. And then we say, yeah, you sound like you're a switched on guy, so you do it. May the very days, come 7th of January, as soon as the clock turns 12 and it's 8th of January, may the guy is seated on the right-hand side of the Father Almighty. You can't reach him anymore.
Unfortunately, our clock against